Hi and welcome to Python tutorial of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. The first question is 2 plus 32. There, we've just won £100. And the second question happens to be 5 plus 5. Well, we have no idea of that. You can always ask the audience. There we go. You can see that life has been used and your audience reply is 10. The next one is 7 multiplied by 7. Phone a friend. There we go. That's the answer. And let's try this out. 81 divided by 9. 9. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to open up a new Python development environment and we'll put one of these together. So let's do that now, guys. Welcome back to Python editing environment. So let's start by importing as follows: tk in, and let's import. That's meant to be from. Let's import it all. And the next thing I'm going to import is the Pygame. Import Pygame, and let's get Pygame itself initialized. You must add a dot or else you won't be able to get it initialized. Right, so I've imported 2 libraries and initialized the second library. So the next thing I want to do is give my product a name. It's going to be called root, and let's say root equals tk. Okay, tk. Then we have root dot title, and what would be the title? If you have a guess who wants to be a millionaire, that's correct. Who wants to be a millionaire? There we go. Alright, the next thing we want to do is we want to define our geometry. So that's meant to be the size of geometry, and we're going to make that 1352 by 652 plus 0 plus 0. Okay, those should be inside a quote, really. Close that and add a quote here as well. Now let's specify the color. So the root, call the name of your program. That's the app is called root.config, configure. And what are you configuring? That is meant to be the back color, background color. Okay, just enter background and type the color that you want in there. There, close that. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do, I think maybe before I proceed I should save this application. So I'm first thing before I save it, let's say root dot main loop, asking the program to loop. Alright, so let's go to file, save as. I'm saving it right in here. I'm just going to call it YouTube Millionaire. YouTube Millionaire. There, saved. Okay. Now, the next thing I like to do is to define my frames. So the first frame is going to be called ABC. Okay. When you say frame, that's the name of the widget, or you can call it object. Okay, so this very object or widget is going to be resident inside my app itself, and the background color for that is going to be black. Right there. Close that. That is that. Then the next thing we need to do is to allocate a position for this very frame. So it's going to be right inside the main program itself. Okay, now this frame, we have some other frames might as well copy that. The first one, frame 1, I'm going to call that 1, and I'm going to call this 2. So it's going to be ABC1, ABC2. Now ABC1 is going to be in row 0, column 0, while ABC2 is going to be in row 0, column 1. So which means one of them will be on the left and one will be to the right. Okay, you will not be able to see this frame now. If I run it, you won't see anything there because they are all black, and again because there's no size for them. But just for you to verify, I'm going to enter the following. So this is a border, that's the width for the very first one and the width for the second one. Let's change this to 452. Yeah, there we go. Let's change the color here to, let's say that's red and this is blue, and just run it now and you'll see both. Yeah, that's the frame that we defined. Okay, I'm going to close that and just press undo and change it back to black. Right, that's fine. The framework is ready. Now the next thing I want to do is I need to actually define some other frames, and there's going to be 3 inside frame 1 itself, inside this very one, the one that I called red. Let me show it to you again. If I run it again, so I need to divide this into 3, 1, 2, and 3. So here we will have a call a friend, and phone a friend, audience, and so on, 50-50. And in here we'll have a logo in there, then we have the questions here. So that's what I'm trying to achieve. So I'm going to copy this. This is the one I intend to use. Copy that, come right down, because that's for the very first one. The second one, this very one, is going to be the one to the left. So before I forget, change back the color to black, and this is going, I'm going to call this one ABCA, and this is going to be 00. Okay, that is correct. The other one is going to be 10. So the other one is going to be ABCB and ABCC. This one is B and this is C, and they are all inside ABC1. They are all child of ABC1. So change the roots to ABC1. There we go. So this is going to be in column 0, row 0. This will be row 1, column 0, row 2, column 0. And if you guys want to see if you actually want to see it, let's change this to 300. No, that's fine. Change this to 200, 2, 2, and 2. If you want to see it, there they are. Let's change this to maybe green and maybe purple here, and maybe let's say gray. If I run it, this is what you will see. There we go. Okay, but I want it all to be black. Alright, now that our framework is defined, we now need to add the images to those frames, and here are the images I intend to add. I'm going to go for these first and these other images. Okay, so the first one, I'm going to call that cover, or should I call it center the center image anyway. Center image. Okay, my center image, I'm going to say equals, let's use widget photo image. That is an object inside, or in Python, that you add your picture into. So the next thing, the method is file equals whatever the name of my widget is, or the name of the image is. Let's look for the image. That's the image there, and it's a PNG. So let's change and just copy it. It's called center as well, so that is fine. That makes life easy. Okay, put it right there, dot PNG, and close that. Now I have my image on board. The next thing I like to do is call my logo. So let's say logo center. Yeah, logo center equals, I'm going to use a button. Why not? Let's get the image inside a button. So it's going to be object button is resident inside ABC, this very one here. Oh, that's B. I'm working on B. Okay, that's fine. ABC 1B, this very one, that's the one I'm working on now. So we say comma image equals this very one, center image. Copy that, paste that there. That is my image in there, and comma BG, I want the background to be black, really. BG black. Right, and what else? Let's define a size for it. I think the size of that image is approximately 300, equals 300, and the height, I'm going to just make that up about 200. Close that. Now we need to run this up. So logo center, that is the name of the button, dot grade. There we go. So I presume my first image will be on board now. So let's save and run first. There we go. That's my logo right there, but it's in form of a button. I still liked it that way, but look in here, this color should be black, so let's change that to black. All I just need to do is come right in here. That's it. Change that to black, copy black, paste it right there, save, run, and it's all black now. There we go. Now let's add 2 more images here, and here we have some widget there. Okay, I'm now going to copy this. I'm going to copy this, and the first one, I'll change the name of these to image 5050. Okay, we have 5050, 50 by 50. And that is image 5050. I'm going to copy this and paste image 5050 right here. Okay, and that is going to be 5050. So let's just change that to logo 5050, 50 by 50, and this one is logo 50 by 50 as well. Okay, no, let's change it to live 50 by 50. Yeah, live 50 by 50. That's more. Yeah, that's fine. But the size, I need to change the size. The width will be approximately 180, and the height will be maybe 80. Yeah, maybe 180. So the very first one will be inside column row 0, column 0. There. Now I need the name of the very first one. the 50/50. Where is it? There we go. Let's copy that name, come right in here, paste that right there. There we go. Okay, now that should be in ABC1A. Let's run it and see how it looks like. We still have to change the color though. Let's see. There we go. Look at the very first one. It's right there. So I'm just going to change that around now. Copy and change it to run. Copy. But first thing first, let's come right there. Change the color from green to black. There we go. Now copy and paste. So we'll speed that up. There. And this is live, I think, phone a friend. No, audience. So I'm just going to enter people there. People. And this is going to be called people as well. And this is going to be column 1. This is column 2. This is phone a friend, live phone. No, I want it to be camel casing. The same thing here. Change this one to phone, and this will be phone, image phone. Then this will be image phone as well. This will be image people actually. People, and change this one to people as well. Right, now let's get out the names of these two. Phone, a phone, and a people. Okay then, copy that. The other one is a people. Now phone, there we go, that is the phone there, and this is a people. Copy that, add a right in front of it, paste there. Okay, I think that's all done. Now let's run it and see. There we go. Now we have our lives there, 50/50. Ask the audience and phone a friend. That is fine, guys. Now let's add the big logo here. Okay, and that is supposed to be ABC2. Right inside ABC2, yeah, this very one. That's where we have to add that. So let's copy another one of these. Copy and paste it right here. That is ABC2 really. Inside ABC2 is called picture. Picture 00. Right, picture 00 we have width of 430 and 620, maybe 600 there. And what about the names? Let's change it to Millionaire. No, Millionaire image, or million image. Yeah, that's fine. Million image. Get rid of this, and this will be million image as well. And this is million image, G there, and G here too, and that's going to be on column 0. So that is fine. Let's run it and see how that will look like. There we go, guys. You see that? Okay, let's finish up this one. Close that. Close, yeah. Okay, right underneath here, add a break in there That's where I'm going to enter the other widgets. So copy this and just block this up. That's for the images, and here I'm going to have just text box and so on. As text, labels, and buttons, I think, something like that. Alright, so right here, let me add a space in there. The first thing I want is, let's say, txt question. Txt question equals, let's use entry. So it's going to be inside ABC 1C. Font equals area. You can use whatever font you want. Comma 14, comma, and make that bold. Right, close that, and comma, let's say back color equals, I'm going to make that blue, and if that is blue, I'm going to make the font color, I will make that white. Okay, FG is for font. Alright, then comma, let's put a border equals maybe 5, comma, width 44, and get it centered. Justify equals center. Close that. Alright, that is that done. Now let's round it up. Copy, come right down here, paste that, dot grade. It's going to be in row equals 0, column equals 0, and it's going to actually span across 4 widgets. Yeah, 4, and get it padded by, let's say, 4 as well. 4. There. If I run this now, I should be able to see an entering widget there. There we go, guys. Look at that. So let's change the background color for that. Up here somewhere, this is meant to be black. Okay, that's sorted. Now I'm going to copy that, copy, come right down here, paste. The next one is going to be for question 1, so I'm going to change that to LBL. So that's going to be a label, LBL Q1, question A, and here it's going to be label, and I'm going to need a text there. So let's come in here and type text, and that is going to be A there. Right, that is fine. Okay, and this is going to be on row, get rid of this, we don't need that, row 1. Okay, let's say strictly west. Okay, and change this to LBL. Now let's get rid of this, we don't want that. What else don't we need? The background has to be black. And what else? Okay, let's try it out and see. Run. There we go. So we have A in there, so we now need a text box right beside it. So I'm going to copy this and just change it around. Copy, paste right down here and change it around. Okay guys, this is how it all looks now. So let's run this and you see what I'm talking about. And there we go, we have the first. It's actually a button. So okay, so they are all buttons anyway. So I'm going to now speed that up. There we go. Okay, there they are. They are all ready now. I've actually used buttons for them. Okay, there. But the other thing is, you see the space in here, so let's take care of that. That's to do with the frames. Let's come in here, maybe just one of these. I'm going to pad the x-axis. Let's make it 130. That should do it. Let's see, there we go guys. Yeah, maybe move it a little bit more. Maybe make it 120, 120 or 110. Save and run. There we go guys. Okay, that's how it looks. The other thing is, look at this widget here. Let's change the size of that font. Let's come in here somewhere. There we go. I want to make that, let's go for 18. Save and run. And there, that's not too bad. Okay, so that's fine guys. With that, I'm going to call it the end of the first part of this tutorial, and I'll see you guys shortly.